like the video ad that you just saw, let's take you through step by step on how you can create exactly the same video for your product. All you need is your phone camera, a flat surface like a table, chart papers, an ordinary kitchen tray, 1 or 2 bottles of glitter, a turntable used for cake decoration or anything that moves in a stable circular motion, torch light or a phone's flashlight, rose petals or any flower petals that goes with the tone of your product, a reflective surface like a glass or any screen. In our case, we used an iPad, obviously your laptop, and last but not the least, 1 or 2 helping hands to help you with the props and using the flashlight. Additionally, make sure that you are in an indoor setting where you can eliminate all natural source of light, or you can shoot after sunset. To take this shot, place a regular kitchen tray on a flat surface and fill it with glitter. Turn the lights off and make sure your only source of light is either a torch light or, in our case, a phone's flashlight. Ask a friend to shoot from a top angle view, but make sure your phone is on slow motion mode. Drop your product onto the tray filled with glitter and at the same time swing your flashlight on the tray. What we want to achieve is your product falling in the glitter with a sparkling effect, and that's where the flashlight comes in. For this shot, you'd need someone to help you with the backdrop and panning the source of light. Turn the lights off and ask your friend to hold a black backdrop. In our case, we're using a black chart paper. Also ask him to use the flashlight panning left to right and vice versa with a couple of variations. Fix your phone at a stable position, but make sure it's at the closest focus point to your product. Hit record and hold your product either steady or play around with it to show it in the best way possible. To take this shot, place a turntable on a flat surface, cover it up with rose petals or any flower petals that you think matches the tone of your product, and place your product right in the middle of it. In a naturally lit environment, take your shot with the camera held at a 45-degree angle, maintaining a distance of 7 to 8 inches, and ask a friend to rotate the turntable. Also, click a few good photographs of the product in the same setting to use them as fillers in the video. This shot is a creative hack for which you need a reflective surface like a glass or a mirror, or in our case, we are using an iPad screen. Export an artistic video background from the InVideo left panel library. Make sure the color and the action in the video goes with the tone of your product. In our case, we are choosing a colorful ball explosion. Make sure the video occupies your entire screen and place the reflective surface on top of your keyboard. You can use some tissue paper to adjust the height of the surface. Place your product in the middle of the surface but close to the laptop screen. Open your camera app and lock the focus on the last position of the entire motion of the shot. We want to achieve a dolly zoom out effect, so we'll place the phone on a handkerchief or tissue paper and pull it slowly to make it look more stable. Now let's move on to the editing part of the video. To begin with, I'm going to choose a blank canvas of 16:9 dimension as I want to publish it on platforms like YouTube. As I enter the canvas, the first thing I'd like to do is to create a folder in the upload section to keep my videos organized. Once I've done that, I'm going to add all my final shots that I shortlisted to the folder. I can start editing the videos even before they have finished uploading. Let's begin with our intro shot where the product falls in glitter. Before adding the shot to the scene, I'm trimming it to only add the part where our product is in mid-air till it splatters the glitter and stops moving. I want to get rid of the tray from the scene, so I'm going to crop the video till the area where our product is entirely visible. As you can see, we have successfully created our first scene. Let's move on to the next scene and work on our next shot. I'm deleting the placeholders to make sure our canvas is empty. I'm going to go back to our folder in the upload section to fetch our next video. In this scene, I wanted to show a close-up of our product, so we held it extremely close to the camera. After adding it to the scene, I will adjust the scene duration to match with the video duration. I can also do that by opening up the advanced timeline and trimming the video. Let's have a look at the flow of the video so far. If I had placed this scene somewhere else in the video ad, it would disrupt the flow as our remaining shots are brighter and these were shot in a darker environment. Now let's move on to our next scene. Let's add the shot where our product is beautifully placed in the middle of flower petals. The idea of our current flow is to show teasers of the product in the beginning, and as the video progresses, gradually revealing the product in brighter settings. Coming back to our third scene, I'm going to divide this video into two parts and add the other half in the next scene. To do that, I am trimming the first half till the part where the second half needs to begin. I'll duplicate this scene and trim it to retain the part which we trimmed out in the first half. Now I'll select the scene with the second half of the video and crop it closely to display the brand name. Here's the result. This is a video editor's hack where we use one single clip to show 2 or 3 different perspectives. It's quite useful in our case since we were only shooting with our phone camera. Now let's move on to our fourth scene. After adding a new scene, to avoid adjusting the scene duration to match with the video duration manually, you can set the duration of the scene as low as 1 or 2 seconds, as scenes on InVideo get automatically adjusted with the duration of the video. Let's add our fourth video, and as you can see, it's in a vertical format. The reason we shot this in vertical format is to make sure the frame covers the product, the background, and also the reflection on the surface. It might look challenging to place shots like these in a wide format, but we are going to use it to our advantage and make copies of it to fill it across the canvas. I'm placing them in an order where they appear one after the other. I will add in animations to each video to add cherry to the cake. Let's move on to our fifth and final scene. If you remember, I had asked you to click a few good photographs of the product in the flower petals setting. So I'm going to use one of those to be added in the last scene. The reason why I'm choosing an image in the end is because that's where the major product details and your brand details are going to come, and we don't want the scene to be dependent on the time duration of any video. Now that we have arranged all our scenes, it's time to add transitions to make sure the flow of our video is perfect. I'm using the transitions to only fix the cuts where the flow looks a little off or incomplete, and not forcefully adding it to all scenes to make it overwhelming. A transition will also eat up parts of both scenes in the middle of which it is placed. So if the scene is of shorter duration, we'll select a transition that is quick and very subtle. For example, a glitch transition. Transitioning between the second and fourth scene is very important in the flow of the video. It's where our product moves from a dark setting to a brighter, dreamy setting. And what better than light leaks to do the job? Let's look at the flow of our video so far. A transition between the fourth and fifth scene is also unavoidable, as it's important to give a creative break while making an image appear out of the blue after a good video flow. I'm going to use an overlay so it covers the entire canvas and subconsciously prepares our mind for a new kind of media asset. Since it's twinkling and dreamy setting throughout, I'm going to use smoke overlay, which also looks like clouds passing through. To give the video flow a final touch, I'm going to add some animations to the media assets on the last two scenes. If you remember, I had placed the videos in this scene to appear one after the other. To spice up the entry of these videos, let's add some subtle but stylish animations to them. A disco animation would fit perfectly here. Let's apply the same animation to the remaining two videos. On the last scene, the entry of the image needs to have some motion. Even though if it's barely noticeable, it works as a finishing touch. Let's begin with adding text to the video. I skipped adding text on the first scene because of its short duration, and also it might become difficult to read on such a sparkling video. Instead, I will add it to our second scene, where I purposely left out enough space on the right side for the text to settle. I want to select a simple looking text from the text styles in the left panel library, as our video ad is already quite heavy on visuals and too much activity on the text will make it look jarring. I will now copy the text and add it to the rest of the scenes. Placement of the text depends on your video and how it maintains a balance with your visual. Since I have used the same shots in scene 3 and 4, I will remove default text animation from the fourth scene so the text goes in continuation across scene 3 and 4. On the last scene, I'm adding placeholders for the taglines of your product, website, the variants of your product, discount offers, etc. You can customize them according to your requirement. Last but not the least, let's add some music to our video ad. You can find thousands of free to use tracks in the left panel library, which you can filter by mood, genre, etc. You can listen to them before adding in order to choose the best suitable track. Since I want the fourth scene of the video to appear at a certain beat, I will trim the music so it matches that timing. You can also try a different workflow and add the music right before you start on the video edit. When you're fully satisfied with the preview, hit export and you can publish it directly across various platforms.